All right, obviously we have more coverage from the Republican National Convention, along with some other updates of stuff that's been going on. But hey, not trying to alarm anyone here, but a new candidate-themed TikTok dance trend has hit the timeline. Elliot, get back in here. Get that beautiful Broadway hat on. And yes, while it is pretty derivative of the infamous Mayor Pete High Hopes dance, it's still good to see the creator community attempting to figure out how to get people excited through choreographed moves with no guarantee of success. As if to physically ask the audience at large, is this anything? The Kamala Coconut Dance? Are we liking this, folks? Elliot's obviously not, but I did contact him.
Shut it down.
Early Thursday morning and essentially demanded that he learn the Kamala dance so that he could perform it in front of all of you. So without wasting any more time, Elliot, take it away.
It's not a real dance. It's not a thing. It's like two TikTokers doing a different dance, and it's bad moves. Listen, I'm not a choreography expert, but this is a bad dance. The Mayor Pete dance had very distinct movements. This dance, not so much.
It goes like
folks.
this. It goes.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Do. Then you gotta go down, swoop up, make the heart, and then go.
Listen,
Coconut tree.
America needs Mamala, but America doesn't need whatever the fuck that is.
Okay.
That's what I say. Anyway, we have a lot of updates coming up for you on this episode, including the ongoing situation with our president, Joe Biden. Some further details regarding the gunman behind last week's assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and some new clips and coverage of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
A convention that earlier this week vowed to adjust their messaging and promote peace and unity among all Americans. And how's that going?
He will arrest the criminal illegal immigrants and put them behind bars. Or send them back.
And then last weekend they tried to kill him, and there he is over there alive and well.
After 4 years of Joe Biden's disastrous America Last agenda, our country is more dangerous, vulnerable, and impoverished than anyone had thought possible.
Under Biden-Harris, America has fallen sicker, lonelier, and poorer.
There's some hope there that not all college students have gone woke.
And a whole army of illiterate illegal aliens stealing the jobs of black, brown, and blue-collar Americans. They put them right on your front doorstep.
Wow. I'm convinced. Everything has changed. They are the party of unity. No, it actually seems like the rhetoric coming out of the Republican Party is just as angry and divisive as it's ever been. And they might not actually truly believe in the things that they are promoting publicly.
We need to come together as a nation, except for the people we hate.
Yeah. Also, the last guy that you saw in that clip compilation was Peter Navarro, who was part of the Trump administration, tried to turn over the 2020 election, was arrested and charged with contempt of Congress, and was released from prison just in time to receive that wonderful round of applause from the so-called Law and Order Party. I mean, he literally left prison and came to the Republican National Convention.
Yeah.
To a round of applause. Also included in that clip that the RNC played during a promotional video was a clip of an edited version of a longer video where a frat bro from the University of Mississippi mocks a black woman by jumping around and making ape noises. The RNC played that clip as a shining example of not all college students have gone woke.
Yeah, some of them are racist just like us.
Yeah.
So, the kids are all right, I guess. Ugh. But yeah, it wasn't all fire and brimstone. Republicans still had plenty of time to publicly embarrass themselves with awkward appearances, false statements, so many lies, cringy humor, and a generally loose grip on reality as a whole. Yeah. Now, we showed a few clips in our most recent episode, including Jim Justice, governor of West Virginia, and his bulldog.
With just perfect timing by the C-SPAN producers.
And then we had Rudy Giuliani getting into a drunk driving accident while walking.
Impressive.
But here's a few more clips taken from the past few days, starting with former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who attempts to persuade Gen Z into thinking that, actually, it's pretty freaking punk rock to be a conservative these days.
Yeah, don't we all agree?
And our message to Gen Z is this. You're going to be the generation that actually saves this country. You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
And I assume that the camera obviously missed him trying to do metal horns and instead doing this.
That means I love you.
Hey, we all love rock, don't we, folks? Well, there's nothing more punk rock than joining the Republican Party. It's like the scene in Inglourious Bastards where he does the three instead of the three. He's a narc!
Anyway, here's Don Jr.'s girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, claiming that the heroes that stormed the beaches of Normandy were fighting communists.
It is no wonder that the heroes who stormed the beaches of Normandy and faced down communism sadly say they don't recognize our country anymore.
I'm gonna have to go back and fact check my World War II history.
Yeah.
Didn't know that the Soviets had already captured France.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you're wondering what was weird about that clip, the soldiers who stormed the beaches of Normandy, they were fighting the Nazis, fascists, not communists. But you could understand why, I guess, she might intentionally switch the two based on the people she was addressing.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know, might have some sympathies towards the people.
They might not come out and
were on those beaches
and say it, but they demonstrably have aligned with a lot of those viewpoints.
Yeah, it's J.D. Vance 2016. Trump is Hitler. J.D. Vance 2024. Trump is Hitler.
Yeah, as people have pointed out online, another Simpsons predicting the future where he's running against another kid and
a
vote for Bart is a vote for anarchy. Yeah. Of course, we do have an update on Matt Gaetz looking very, very strange. Clearly having received some last-minute cheek fillers and Botox.
Something.
I mean, you know what? Let's play at least one clip again because he just looks so bizarre, and you definitely need to have your mind refreshed on this.
Democrats have been hiding the real Biden for years. We saw people in the witness protection program more often than we saw unscripted Biden. Under Biden-Harris, America has fallen sicker, lonelier, and poorer.
Okay.
Incredible eyebrows.
Yeah, now after Matt Gaetz' speech where he looked like the plastic surgeon from Escape from LA, Kevin McCarthy joined CNN to comment on that whole speech, and he certainly did not hold back.
You know, he looks very unhinged. I mean, a lot of people have concerns about him, and I'm not sure if he was on something, but I do hope he gets the help that he needs. But more importantly, I hope the young women get the justice they deserve when it comes to him.
Anyway, the final day of the convention really brought out all the stars. All the stars are here. So obviously, you had Kid Rock performing and lip syncing.
We can't play the audio, obviously, because it is copyrighted music.
It's the worst song I've ever heard.
But we'll show some a little bit later.
It's the one about going platinum selling rhymes.
Devil Without
Going
a Cause.
platinum 7 times.
Yeah.
And it just goes on for what feels like hours, but I think it's like 2.5 minutes, normal song length.
Yeah.
So you had Kid Rock up there, then you had UFC president Dana White, and of course, you gotta have Hulk Hogan.
When they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
He is a real American. And he will let you know that he picked up Andre the Giant and body slammed him.
Yeah, the first minute or so of his speech was a bunch of references that you would only get if you were a WWF fan in a very specific period of the 1980s. Otherwise, it would just sound incomprehensible. I would assume a lot of the people in the Republican Party, especially the ones who are attending the RNC, would find the entire concept of pro wrestling beneath them.
And Kid Rock.
It was funny. Kid Rock singing that terrible song and just all these 70-year-old white people just arrhythmically clapping and shaking their fists. And
it
great.
was just a strange scene. And obviously, for the past 10 years at least, everyone has been comparing the United States government and presidential elections and everything to Idiocracy, but I think we
did it.
I think this might actually have beat Idiocracy. Between Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
I think we got more than even that movie could come up with.
They saved the best for last. So yeah, all of this appears to be an attempt to solidify their party as the party of strength, brother. But honestly, Trump was loving the Hulk Hogan speech. He was the happiest he's been all week.
He shot
was
to attention.
delighted.
He didn't
He's been fairly like low key for a lot of this, like on the verge of like looking like he really needs a nap. And for Hogan, he was up. He was fucking
the meme of the
stoked.
gamer sitting up.
Yeah.
It's like his son's on stage speaking and he's like, couldn't possibly care less. And then Hulk steps on stage and it's like, oh shit. Real shit.
It is a window into what makes this man truly happy.
Yeah, but the Hulk Hogan speech was, as Elliot pointed out, it consisted mostly of outdated wrestling references. Not even just outdated, 40-year-old wrestling references. Of course, the mandatory shirt ripping alongside a WWE level lead-in to Donald Trump. And then cut to Donald Trump and he blows him a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loved it.
He did.
This was the highlight of the entire convention for him.
If you want to know exactly what he thinks like the pinnacle of being an American is, like that is it. You have to be a gigantic, strong man.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
He's gonna appoint Hulk Hogan to be like Secretary of Defense or something.
Probably. Ugh. Anyways, in the words of the Iron Sheik, may he rest in peace, fuck the Hulk Hogan, he no good son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's not a good dude. Like, some people were like, man, this is so disappointing coming from Hulk Hogan. I'm like, have you been paying attention to like what Hulk Hogan's been up to for the last 15 years or so?
20 years.
This is kind of just perfectly in line with everything else.
He's said the N-word multiple times.
Yeah, when he went on stage, I'm like, oh man, is he gonna say it?
They
tried to cancel me for saying it, brother.
He cucked one of his best friends.
The Bubba the Love Sponge.
He has the Peter Thiel connection, so that makes sense with him and J.D. Vance.
He raised a real piece of shit son.
Oh yeah, his son almost killed a guy, actually ruined his entire what's left of his life.
Turned him into a vegetable.
Yes.
So.
But the Peter Thiel connection's very strong at the RNC.
Oh yeah, because Thiel funded the law. Oh fuck, I hadn't even thought of that.
The Hulk brought down Gawker.
Huh, weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up was Lee Greenwood, who today was a weird day because Bob Newhart died, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, Bob Newhart was still alive? Mm-hmm. No disrespect to him, I like Bob Newhart, but I, for some reason, Mandela effect, thought he died a long time ago.
Well, he was 94?
Yeah, he was very old. That's why I assumed he died already. But then Lee Greenwood's up there, and I'm like, wait, I thought Lee Greenwood was dead. But he's not. He's still up there singing the one song that anyone knows of his.
The song that will be printed on every Bible going forward.
The new American national anthem. The old one, it doesn't even slap, folks. We're getting a new one. Lee Greenwood.
And this is a great national anthem because you can sing it while blackout drunk. Just like that girl the other night would have had no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just musically. The Star Spangled Banner, you're going, whoa, no, it's terrible. It's bad
It's
for
all
the
over
voice.
the place.
Anyone can sing Proud to be an American.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but after Lee Greenwood.
And after Dana White and after one of the Donald Trump children.
After this cavalcade of stars.
Yeah.
Was Donald J. Trump.
We have people that are a lot less than fierce, except when it comes to cheating on elections and a couple of other things. Then they're fierce. We had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. They're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. And we will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. So many things. They leave from Wisconsin, they go to look at the Washington Monument, they end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot.
What was notable is the fact that he was a little bit more soft-spoken at times. The media definitely latched on to his more like docile appearance. Like, oh man, Donald Trump, he's changed. No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Stop being so credulous. Mm-hmm. Now, leading some media outlets to report on this new version of Donald Trump, which, seems to be something they are just making up, basing off of nothing more than the fact that he seems, I don't know, a little bit more chilled out after surviving an assassination attempt, which,
Just a guess.
Might, I don't know, be the result of him being on some anti-anxiety medication, among other things, as a result of nearly being fucking killed.
Yeah.
Like he would, I mean, this is the thing. Donald Trump, arguably a sociopath. So maybe this doesn't apply. But most normal people, when you have a near-death experience like this, you would have some post-traumatic stress. And doctors would probably put you on some dosage of medication to deal with that, especially if you've got a big thing coming up in just a couple days.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's heavy. It's very heavy situation.
So I don't know. That's one theory, that maybe that's why he seemed a little more low energy, but who the hell knows?
But while we're on the topic of Trump, there are a few important bits of information that we'd like to touch on, including some stuff related to one of his political rivals, as well as updates on that assassination attempt that occurred last weekend. Now, first up, we were only kind of joking earlier in the week when we said that the shooter's video game history would become a talking point.
Of course. No, there was no joke. Of course they were going to look into that.
But just a few days later, we were proven correct in probably the dumbest way possible. Major news outlets actually ran with a completely bogus story about the shooter's supposed Steam profile, which was provided to them by the FBI. In the original, now debunked story, the FBI had gained access to the shooter's supposed Steam profile and found some pretty damning clues about how he spent his time leading up to that shooting.
Oh my God, he was playing Yowie games. No, but first off, Fox News and some of their reporting of the story decided to lead into an already inaccurate story with a headline that might seem shocking to someone who has no idea what Steam even is.
Yeah.
They wrote, Trump shooter used gaming site that features presidential assassination game. Wow.
Wow.
What else do they have on this Steam? Got anything else? In another screen grab from the reporting, they go into slightly more detail, including the fact that the shooter, he didn't play the game. He himself didn't play that game.
It just exists on this
but,
evil platform.
What if he did? Trump shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks used gaming platform Steam, which featured the presidential assassination game Mr. President. There is no evidence he played the game. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, as many have pointed out, this is like saying that the gunman used Spotify or iTunes and then somehow placing blame at those platforms, or just music in general, because there are sometimes violent and evil songs amidst their vast library.
Steam has, I don't even know how many games. You can literally just make a game and put it on there and start selling it.
Yeah, like this is framing Steam as like a website. You'd only ever go to Steam if you wanted to play the
worst
Mr.
possible.
President game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
a highly curated list of games that Gabe Newell personally approves on a daily basis.
This is journalistic malpractice, but it's also very funny.
It is as people have pointed out, very similar to the hacker known as 4chan reporting from the 2000s. So Steam is a storefront and sometimes a launcher. It's not a game developer. And almost anyone can sell a game on Steam.
What kind of Nintendo is a Steam?
The idea that the shooter had a Steam profile and Steam had a game about assassinations, therefore the shooter must have been inspired by that game that he never played, and also that Steam is somehow culpable, that's insane. It's just...
Maybe he saw it on sale. They recently had the Steam summer sale. Maybe he saw it on sale and he's like, I should play that. Wait, I don't have $4.99 to buy this shovelware. I'm just gonna go do it myself in real life.
Oh well. So still, despite admitting their own reporting that the shooter had never played the game, they continued with these shocking details.
Oh my gosh.
The game's protagonist, Dick Rockhard Johnson, the best bodyguard money can buy, is sworn to protect the most hated presidential candidate of all time, Ronald Rump. The game's description reads, liberal media has rigged the election and tarnished his glowing public image. Now they are trying to end his life. You need to leap, flip, fling, roll, and many other verbs to get in between Rump and certain death, the summary continues.
Wait, this is a game about stopping an assassination.
Yeah, it's like when Christians get mad at Doom.
No, I'm fighting the devil.
Yeah.
I'm killing demons.
Yeah. In the game, Johnson has to defend against more than 50 challenging assassination attempts as he shadows Rump around the world. This is all in the Fox News report, which, as of the time we filmed this, has not been changed. Other than they added that he actually had never played it.
Is this even his Steam account?
No.
Wow, they really fucked up.
Yeah.
This is so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it is weird that we don't know a lot about this shooter, but if I had to guess, less of a video game guy, more of a Magic the Gathering guy.
Oh, well,
and so we need to look into this Magic the Gathering and see if there's any satanic, violent elements here.
Well, J.D. Vance plays it. Now he's in trouble.
He's a Satanist.
But it's not only the fact that he never played the game, it's also that the Steam profile related to the shooter was apparently just completely fabricated. It was done to troll authorities. The FBI somehow confirmed that it was his before ultimately realizing that they were being trolled and then unconfirmed the report.
Great job, FBI.
But not before informing the media of this evil gaming connection. Now, in the original profile leak, the profile claimed to have posted a warning about the day that the shooting was going to happen, saying, July 13th will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds.
So yeah, his Steam profile, it's not real. But apparently some gaming companies are realizing that unlimited custom game building options might inadvertently lead their user base to create some unhinged machinima relating to the assassination attempt. A recent article in Aftermath, which is the outlet founded by former Kotaku writers, has this absolutely surreal headline. Companies distance themselves as players recreate Trump assassination attempt in Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft. We've come full circle.
Yeah.
Because, you know, before this went down, and still, if you're talking about anything like this, you have to, if you don't want to get a knock on your door from the Secret Service, you have to be like,
in a video game.
In Fortnite, in Minecraft. And yeah, we've come full circle because now you actually can do it.
Yeah.
In Fortnite, in Roblox, in Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's some of their other reporting, links to full articles down in the description below. The past few days have seen recreations of Trump's brush with death circulate in and around multiple games, whether in Fortnite, Minecraft, or Roblox. The most popular clips, which have amassed hundreds of thousands or in some cases millions of views, all tend to take the same form. Visuals of a game character futilely sniping a recognizably Trumpian target while a digital audience looks on and real-life audio of the incident plays. These clips are adorned with text like, "Bros aim so bad," and "Trump rally be like."
Depictions of real-world violence are clearly prohibited by our support a creator rules, and the creator of the video has been actioned accordingly, an Epic spokesperson told Aftermath in response to a popular video I asked the company about. We've also confirmed that the island shown in the video was never publicly published in Fortnite. However, according to a new report from the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism via Wired, multiple player-made attempts at a Trump versus Assassin game type appeared in Fortnite following the assassination attempt, before being removed by Epic.
Wait, you can like make custom games in Fortnite?
Where have you been, Grandpa?
I don't play this fucking kid shit.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple years since
I play real games for real men. Call of Duty.
Okay. Additionally, the organization was able to find numerous other player-created islands that propagated political violence, racism, and anti-Semitism, many of which it reported, and some of which remain accessible despite that.
What even is Fortnite anymore?
I told you, this was filming locations ago. 2 filming locations ago, I remember doing a video where we were like, this is how the metaverse is actually going to be. It's going to be in stuff like Fortnite, where you create these worlds that your friends can live in, and that's gonna be, and you watch your movies and all that stuff, not this dumb shit that they're promoting elsewhere. And that's kind of what it's turned into.
Has it? Okay.
I mean, they've also done like a return to the base game as well, where they're just, there's also like a no building mode for seniors like you.
Yeah, I don't want to build.
Yeah.
I don't want to play fucking Minecraft with guns.
Yeah. I play a perfectly politically neutral game, Balatro. I've got over 200 hours logged and no signs of slowing down.
Wow.
And it is completely politically neutral as far as I know, and it's the game that anyone
should play. Is it woke though?
To be determined.
Anyways, while some gamers are vile weirdos, you gotta admit, they are vile
freaks.
And they are weird. It looks like the shooter wasn't entirely motivated by politics and seems to have more just in common with a school shooter than a typical political assassin. Based on the information that's currently available as of when we filmed this, it looks like he was just Googling a bunch of people and events, and the Trump event in Pennsylvania was just the closest that he could get to someone.
Yeah.
Here's the New York Times with more on that. FBI officials told members of Congress on Wednesday that the gunman who tried to kill former President Donald J. Trump used his cell phone and other devices to search for images of Mr. Trump and President Biden, along with an array of public figures. The 20-year-old gunman, Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, also looked up dates of Mr. Trump's appearances and the Democratic National Convention, according to people on 2 conference calls held to answer lawmakers' questions. And, at least once, his browsing history signaled concerns about his own mental state.
The FBI has been scouring Mr. Crooks' possessions since the shooting on Saturday, including 2 phones and at least 1 laptop for clues about his motive. So far, they have found no indication that Mr. Crooks, who was a registered Republican, had strong partisan political views one way or another, Bureau officials told lawmakers. FBI officials, speaking on the calls, suggested that his search history indicated he was broadly interested in powerful and famous people, without any obvious ideological or partisan pattern. Among the other prominent figures the gunman searched for using one of his phones, besides Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden, were the FBI Director, Christopher A. Wray, Attorney General Merrick B. Garland, and a member of the British royal family. According to two officials...
Which one?
I believe it was Kate Middleton. I saw it in another report.
Oh. Did he do this to impress her?
Just like Jodie Foster, he did it to impress Kate Middleton. So that was according to two officials with knowledge of the situation, speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss the matter publicly.
I mean, this is crazy happenstance, because, like, it's just like, okay, so I have this list of people I could potentially murder. All it takes, is Kate Middleton coming to Bethel, Pennsylvania anytime soon? Am I gonna? No. No stops on the Kate Middleton tour.
Well, I guess I have to settle for this.
I guess it's Trump then.
Yeah, that's so far seems to be it was like an opportunity thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Now, obviously, there will probably be more information coming out in the next days, weeks, months.
Forever.
But as the article points out, this info, or lack thereof, it actually aligns with the interviews that officials and the media have had with acquaintances and former classmates that indicated he didn't really have what they would have considered strong red flags.
Mm-hmm.
And muddying the waters even further are the revelations that the Secret Service and local police seem to have done just almost everything wrong in the lead up to those shots being fired. The timeline between when law enforcement first noticed the shooter to the point where he was neutralized after already taking shots at the former president is absurd. And it's another in a long and growing list of damning examples of law enforcement being completely inept at their jobs when it doesn't involve, like, just beating up unarmed, defenseless people.
Uh-huh.
Here's CBS News with more on that aspect, starting with the fact that Secret Service was apparently aware of the suspect at least 20 minutes before the shots rang out.
5:51 p.m. Secret Service is notified of suspicious person. 20 minutes before the shooting, the U.S. Secret Service was notified by the Pennsylvania State Police of a suspicious person with a rangefinder on the ground, according to three sources familiar with the briefing.
Maybe he was planning on playing a little bit of golf there after the rally.
Yeah, the people familiar with a briefing to members of Congress on Wednesday.
5:52 p.m. Secret Service shares information about suspicious person. The Secret Service disseminated information about the suspicious person with the rangefinder to the counter-sniper team and response agents on the ground, according to the three sources. At this point, local law enforcement did not know the suspicious person had a gun, according to a local law enforcement officer and the Butler County Sheriff.
6:03 p.m. Trump takes the stage.
6:09. People alert officers to the gunman. People alerted law enforcement to the gunman on the roof of a building about 410 feet away from the stage, at least 2 minutes before the first shot was fired at Trump, the video analyzed by CBS News shows. Butler County Sheriff Michael Sloop said that shortly before the shooting, an armed officer tried to reach the gunman, but had to fall back. All I know is the officer had both hands up on the roof to get up onto the roof, Sloop told CBS Pittsburgh station KDKA, but the officer never made it because the shooter had turned towards the officer.
6:11 and 21 seconds to 6:11 and 32 seconds p.m. An officer walks around the building. People spot the shooter and start to flee. More videos show the chaotic moments before the shooting. Exactly 12 seconds before the first shot was fired, video shows an officer walking around the building. Another video, which begins at 6:11 and 28 seconds p.m., 5 seconds before the first shot is fired, shows people yelling that the man on the roof has a gun. It shows people running to flee the gunman. And then at 6:11 and 33 seconds, the first shot is fired.
Also, if you want to see one of the most bizarre videos of the day, a new angle made its way online, one that would have provided much more information to law enforcement and the public, except the guy filming the video decided to flip the camera around and film himself wearing American flag sunglasses and doing the Shaka sign.
Yeah.
Literally the second that the shots were fired.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
The split second before the gunman fires, he presses the flip around camera button, he's like, woo! And the shots start ringing off.
How did he know?
It is bizarre. Like, all of this
man
is
needs
just
to
like
be investigated.
This is all just like the dumbest possible thing happening all the time. But like, yes, it is bizarre that this guy could have been recording history.
Yeah.
And like flipped it around to be like, woo!
Great job, moron.
Here I am at the Trump rally.
So yeah, very surreal video. Literally, the guy filming, it could have provided some insane historical context and footage.
But evidence. And,
yeah, just had to get an angle of himself looking at Trump at the exact wrong moment. Womp womp. Viral hog? Not interested.
Sorry, buddy.
Jukin Media has rejected your request.
Be less vain.
So yeah, just weird timing.
And as far as an update on Biden, well, there's not much of an
Drop
update.
out! God! Why are we still doing this? Nobody likes you. Go away. Go retire. Fuck.
It's gotten so bad that he has lost Barack Obama.
You sound a little bit like Joe Biden there yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Aaron Rupar.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer.
Fake friends all around.
The walls seem to be continuing to close in. And
even his own team is like, yeah, I mean, statistically, there's like 0 chance we win, but like, you know.
Why not give it another shot?
You gotta at least try.
So as of when we filmed this, we have to be very particular about that because this constantly changes, but he, as of when we filmed this, has remained as defiant as ever and seems pretty committed to staying in the race. Though reports have indicated that he has at least started looking at polling numbers.
Oh, just now?
And having serious conversations.
What were you doing the last 3 weeks?
With people around him about apparently backing out of the race. But basically every power player in the Democratic Party is at this point seemingly begging Joe Biden to make the correct choice and step
You gotta
aside.
stop begging, you gotta start telling.
Yeah, it is wild. They've come out of the woodwork. They've either said so publicly or have intentionally leaked or unintentionally had stuff leaked. But they have all expressed deep concern about Joe Biden's ability to run the country and win this race. Here's the latest on all of this as of Thursday night when we filmed, and here's the Hill.
Well-connected Democratic Party insiders say they expect President Biden to make a major announcement about his future soon after the Republican National Convention concludes in Milwaukee, and that congressional leaders expect that Vice President Harris will become their nominee for president if Biden drops his re-election bid. The talk among high-level Democratic strategists and donors has now turned to who is best positioned to serve as Harris's running mate, and the short list has boiled down to Senator Mark Kelly, ooh, astronaut, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. Biden has come under intense pressure from party leaders, including former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who have told the president directly that a majority of Democratic senators and large number of House members don't think he can beat former President Trump. So are you going to drop out?
No, I don't think I will.
I don't think I will.
Democratic Party strategists say Biden has failed to reassure rattled Democratic lawmakers and donors that he'll be able to recover from his disastrous debate performance and put to rest incessant questions about his mental acuity, energy, and health. Instead, sources say Biden has become trapped in the narrative that he's too old to effectively serve another 4 years as president, and there doesn't appear to be any way to dispel it before Election Day.
Yes, correct.
Also, he is out of campaign cash. One of the funniest things to pop up, and I forgot that he was even involved, was that Jeffrey Katzenberg came out and they're like, sir, there's nobody's donating anything. We're out of money.
The guy that lost like $27 million.
Billion dollars.
$billion dollars.
With Quibi.
On Quibi.
Yeah.
When that guy's telling you you're having money troubles, you listen.
Yeah.
He's been through some shit. He knows about losing money.
But it seems as though despite his best efforts, the Democratic Party as a whole is ready to put an end to this and just move forward.
America needs Mamala.
Yeah. She did a
press conference like talking about J.D. Vance's speech at the RNC last night. And listen, maybe it's just because my standards are just like underground at this point. But I'm watching her, I'm like, that looks like a president. That sounds like a president. She's like articulating points. I'm like, even if you
coherent.
If you gave Joe Biden this exact script, it would have taken 10 times as long to finish it. You wouldn't have understood like a quarter of it.
Yeah.
And you would have fallen asleep by the end. She sounds great. She looks great. She's fucking ready. What are we doing?
I saw one tweet that was, it quote tweeted the video of her doing the conference and was just like, good enough, I'll take it, let's go. Like that's the fucking vibe right now.
Yeah.
It's like, look, good enough, let's move forward.
I mean, listen.
We gotta have a shot at this.
The one thing that might be good about them dragging it out this fucking long is that everyone's lowering their standards with every passing day.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'll take anything. And so we got to a point where they're like, okay, I mean, it's Kamala. who like, if they had done that like 6 months ago, people would have been like, nah, whatever. But like right now, when shit is fucking dire, and every time Joe Biden speaks, we're like cringing and trying not to make eye contact. You show Kamala like being a normal fucking politician, and you're like, wow, that's the president right there.
You think you just
Madam
fell out
President.
of a coconut tree?
It's not a real dance.
You exist in the context.
How can you say it's not real when I'm right here doing it?
It's not real.
Still real to me, damn it. Anyways, we'll see. Every day brings us new and, well, mostly unfortunate updates, but new updates nonetheless.
I thought this would be resolved by now.
Well, you thought wrong, bucko.
Every day is just so fucking disappointing, where not only Joe Biden, but all of his like dead-ender, blue and on people the conversation has not advanced. They're bringing up the same like talking points as they were 3 weeks ago. Talking points, like, they're asking questions. They're like, well, has anyone thought of this? And it's like, yeah, they've thought of it. We have data. We have actual data showing how that works. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know. We should just keep running Biden.
Well, remember how we said everyone's brains were breaking recently?
Yes!
The flaps, all of this chaotic stuff that's going on, it really sends people into a spiral. Well, some independent journalists on social media have apparently become so broken that they have started pulling out divining rods and asking questions about the 2024 election, hoping for some kind of legitimate answer, since they are clearly not happy with the way that the media is handling things. And it is just bizarre. Here's just a single example of just how, let's check in and see how people are doing these days.
Did Donald Trump fake his assassination attempt? No, thank you. This assassination attempt changed the timeline. Yes, thank you. Will Donald Trump win the next presidential election? No, thank you. Will Joe Biden win the next presidential election? Yes, thank you.
Just buy a Magic 8-Ball.
Not likely.
Get a deck of
Ask
tarot
again.
cards. Divining rods are good for one thing: finding sources of fresh water.
Okay.
I mean, there has been, they've studied this, and they're like, we don't know how or why, but when people use a divining rod, they're better at finding water sources than they are just without it. I don't know why that would be.
There's a chance that you're probably gonna find.
I mean, it's like 55 versus 49.
It feels like a Ouija board where it's like, like maybe they know where the stream is, and they're just like, because, come on.
I don't know. I mean, there's still parts of this country where, like, if you're setting up a farm or something, you call up a guy, be like, where are we digging the well? And he shows up with the fucking sticks.
I mean, we pick our Super Bowl winners by, manatees picking the winner and all kinds of stuff. So why not?
Yeah.
Let's ask the divine rods.
We should let the manatees pick our president.
I think it's the fairest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The humble manatee.
Oh, all right. That's it for now. We will, of course, be back with more.
I don't know how I can do weekly weird news after the week we just did. It's all going to seem like relatively normal news.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some bonker stuff out there. We'll figure it out.
Someone shot the president in the face.
Yeah,
how am I supposed to top that?
Yeah, you can't really the world doesn't get any weirder than that. But we'll try. We'll see. But anyways, please like the video. It really does help out. If you want to support the channel, you can click the join button and become a paid subscriber. We really, really appreciate all of you doing that. If not, just make sure you're subscribed, but definitely like the video. And popping up over here are some other videos from this week if you want more rundowns on just how bizarre the RNC has been. The original video about the assassination attempt, those are there for you to watch. We'll be back soon with something, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.